A very good morning to my dear class 12 computer science students. Today we'll be starting a new topic of chapter 5, and today's topic will be the binary files. Working with the binary files. We have already discussed the difference between the text files and the binary files. So let me recapitulate in a summarized form. So a binary file is written directly in the computer understandable format, so we never require a translation. But in text files we talk about, so it is written in the user readable format, so computer needs a translation to understand it. Okay, so if there is no translation in the binary files required, then we can say that they will be faster, right, and they will be much more secure than the text files. Okay, so now let us focus on some important terms related to this binary file, like pickling and unpickling. So before I discuss this pickling and unpickling, let me take the introduction of it according to the book. We have already learned the concept of strings and lists in files, right? And now if we need to read and write using dictionaries, tuples, lists, nested lists, so for that we need to use some objects. These are the objects actually: dictionaries, tuples, objects, nested lists. These are the objects. Since these objects have a structure or hierarchy, we can say, to store the data or to maintain the data in between. So whenever we are using these along with the concept of binary files, so a process called serialization comes into existence. So what is serialization? Serialization is also known as pickling. So pickling is the process of converting the Python object. Python object here stands for your dictionaries, tuples, lists, nested lists, etc. It can be your tuples also, lists, strings, dictionaries, nested lists. It can be anything like that. Okay, so whatever the object hierarchy is, it will convert that object hierarchy into byte stream. Okay, so that it can be written into the file in the form of bytes only. It will be converting so that it may be written into the file, because the content will be in the binary format only. So this is known as serialization. So whatever content are there inside your Python object will be converted into byte stream in the binary format, so that it may be written into the file. Okay, so pickling converts an object in byte stream, fine, in such a way that it can be reconstructed in the original form when unpickled or deserialized. So in opposition or in parallel to serialization, we can say is unpickling. Okay, so reverse of pickling is unpickling. So what happens here the byte stream is converted into object hierarchy. Here the object hierarchy means content of the objects. These are the objects, so contents of these objects were being converted into byte stream. Here the byte stream is being converted back into the object hierarchy. So unpickling produces the exact replica means copy of the original object. I hope the process of pickling and unpickling is clear. So pickling converts the Python object hierarchy into byte stream, and unpickling is the reverse of pickling, so it converts the byte stream into the object hierarchy. Here object hierarchy means the data inside that object, and byte stream means the data which is in the format of binary, right? So if we want to use this pickling concept, for that we need to import one module, and the name of the module is pickle module. Fine, the pickle module implements a fundamental but a powerful algorithm, and the name of the algorithm is serializing, and when the reverse is being implemented, the name would be deserializing a Python object structure. Okay, so name of the module would be pickle. So we need to write the statement import pickle at the very beginning of the program, so that we may use the functions related to pickling and unpickling. So let me tell you the name of the functions that are implemented using this pickle module. So first function would be your dump function, and second function will be your load function or method, but it is one and the same thing. We can call them methods also or functions also. So your dump function is basically used to write the contents in your file, and load function or load method, we can say, is used to read the content from the binary file. Okay, so whenever we are dealing with the binary files, we want to write something to the binary file, then we may use this dump function, and this dump function is present inside this pickle module. So with the help of this pickle only, pickle.dump we will be using. Okay, and then we will be using the write function to write the content, and to read the contents we will be using the load function. Okay, so what will be the steps to use a binary file? Firstly, you need to import the pickle module. Then you need to open the binary file in the required file mode, means that you want to open that particular file in read mode or write mode or append mode also, or R plus mode, W plus mode. Actually it will not be R plus, it will be RB plus, WB plus. The name of the modes will be R, W, A. They all will be followed by B. Okay, to indicate that we are dealing with the binary file. So RB mode, WB mode, WB plus mode, RB plus mode, A plus, AB plus, AB. Right, so whatever modes we have already read, we just need to add B to that particular mode name. Fine. Next, process the binary file by writing or reading the objects using the pickle module, and for these we need dump function and load function. Once the processing has been done, then we'll close the file in the same way as we were closing in the text file formatting. Right, so I told you same, we need to create a file handle first, and then we'll be using the file open function to open a particular file, but difference would be the mode name will be followed by B. Okay, so here we are telling to the file handle D file to open a file named student.dat, but in write mode. And why we have written B here? To indicate that it is a binary file. So once we have seen it is a binary file, so there will be no translation. Okay, and we will not be directly able to understand the concepts of the binary file. I'll show you when we will be trying opening the binary file, we will not be able to read few contents of that particular file. Okay, so these are the modes for the text files, and when we add B after them, it becomes your mode of opening or output for the binary file. Okay, so how to close the file? File handle dot close function, it is just similar to your text file. So one important thing that we need to notice, that pickle module methods, whatever we are using to implement the binary files, we must see few exceptions are there. If we are not taking care of those exceptions, then you will be having file errors. Okay, like there can be runtime error, or there can be end of the file errors. Okay, so when you are trying to open a file in the read mode and it doesn't exist, so you will get a runtime error that file does not exist, and you are trying opening a file which is not present. Okay, so we must be sure that that particular file exists before we are trying to open it. Second type of error or exception, we can say, that occurs when you have reached the last record in a file and end of the file has been reached now, and if you have not set a particular handling statement, then definitely you will get an error, that end of the file error, because there are no further contents to be read out. So when we are using the read mode, we must take care of these two things. Firstly, the first file must exist, otherwise it will give you a runtime error. And secondly, the end of the file exception should be taken care of. It should be present there, means try and except block should be present for this type of error also, otherwise it will flash out the end of the file error. I will let you know how to write the try and except blocks in Python to handle such type of errors, or we may also use this with statement. So I'll let you know, we will do practical of the same also, but right now we are just focusing of opening up a file and the concept of pickling and unpickling. Okay, so how to write contents in a file? For that we need to use this pickle module, pickle.dump. So pickle is the name of the module that we have imported at the very beginning of the program, right? So pickle.dump, and then we need to name the object. Object can be your dictionary, tuple, anything, string, whatever you want to through which you want to pass the data, that you will write here. Okay, like here he has used a list, and then we need to use a file handle that will keep a check on the contents of that particular object that you are passing here. Okay, like in dictionary you are passing the data, so data of the dictionary will be handled by the file handle or file object, we can say, and whatever data this file handle will be reading out from this particular object will be written into the binary file. I am repeating, whatever the content of the binary file that this file handle will be pointing out, that is present inside the object, will be written inside that particular binary file. Okay, so like you see, student 1 is the list, okay, and file 2 is the handle. So file 2 will indicate the data of the student 1. So whatever data it is indicating, this dump function is going to write it in the binary file. I hope it is clear. Now you can see a program here, and we will be implementing this program also right now. Okay, so a program you need to write in the binary file, and the file name is employee.dat, and you need to write it into the employee details. You need to write employee details in that particular object, and the object name is dictionary here. Okay, so initially we need to import a pickle module, we know that. Then he is saying that you need to create objects here, where there you need to enter the employee details. So we are creating 4 dictionaries here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we are trying to enter the details of the employees. Okay, so emp1 is the detail of the employee 1. So we know that whatever value we are going to pass will be implemented in the form of key and value pairs. So this is the first key value pair, second key value pair, third key value pair, fourth key value pair, right? So we have entered the employee number, the name, age and salary, right? Similarly, the second dictionary we are creating, third dictionary, fourth dictionary, and we have entered the details of the 4 employees using the concept of dictionary. Okay, so just now we have created 4 objects, but right now we will be writing this content in the binary file. So here we have created a file handle named emp file. Okay, this will help us to read the data of the emp.dat file. So we are trying to open it in the read mode, write mode, and we can say we can see that B has been written after W, so it is indicating that we are trying to open this particular file in the write mode, but in the binary format. Okay, so once this file has been opened, we know that whenever we are trying to write the data in that particular file, if it is being written with the help of the write mode, then definitely if the file is not existing, a new file will be created, and if the file already exists, the previous contents will be deleted. This is how the write mode for binary format works. Okay, so once this file has been opened, and where could be the pointer, means the file handle where it could be indicating at the very beginning of this employee.dat file. Okay, so what we are doing, we are now trying to write the data of the dictionary in this employee.dat file. So we need to use this pickle module and dump function. So employee1 data, whatever data you have passed it here, so this data will be written in your binary file using this file handle. Okay, so emp file is your file handle that is putting the data in this employee.dat binary file in the write mode. Similarly, we are trying to pass the 4 dictionaries data inside this emp.dat file, and finally when this data will be written inside this file, it will give you a print message that successfully written 4 dictionaries, and finally it will close the file. I hope it is clear to you. Now we'll be implementing this particular program. So this is the same program that I have just demonstrated. Now we'll be running it. You can see we have imported the pickle module, and then we have entered the employees details using this dictionary. And in terms of key value pairs, here I have taken 4 records with 3 details: employee number, name and age. Okay, so I have opened the file, this employee.dat, in the write mode in the binary format. Then one by one the contents of the employee dictionary 1, 2, 3 and 4 was written in the file using the file handle. This F is the file handle here. So once this record has been written, it will display you message entered 4 dictionaries in file. Okay, so let me save this program and run it. So you can see it is saying me that entered 4 dictionaries in file. That means the data what I have passed here, see, this is the aim only. Okay, this is the aim, you can see that was written here. You can see this was the aim that you can see on my screen, and after this whole record has been written inside the employee.dat file, it is giving an output that entered 4 dictionaries in the file. So you can see the output again. This is the aim. Okay, and then after writing the contents of the dictionary object, it has given this line that entered the 4 records. Now if we want to see that whether this content has been written in the dictionary, but will not be able to see it clearly. Why? Because now we are dealing with the binary files, and I'll show you that how the file content is actually looking like, so that you may be sure that we are dealing with the binary files. So you can see we cannot read the data of this particular file clearly because it is in the binary format. Previously, whenever we were running that particular similar type of programs, it was showing the data clearly, but this time it is not clear because it is in the binary format. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you so much, beta.